Creating a new Photoshop CS3 document works in pretty much the same way as it does in any other application, where you would go to the File menu to choose New or to press the Command shortcut key, which is the Command or Control N. Now I'm going to go ahead and select that, and as you see, we're presented with the dialog box. And from here, we can either enter a name for the file now, or we can wait, as I normally do when I save for the very first time. I can also choose from a preset size. For example, I can choose the default Photoshop size, or I can choose a standard US paper size, such as letter, legal, tabloid, and of course when you choose one of these, the document changes down here in the width and the height. And what we can do is go back to something like tabloid and see that it's 11 by 17. I can also go to international paper and choose from one of the European sizes, such as the A sizes, the B, or the C sizes. And whenever you go to the bookstore and you see the European magazines, normally the ones from England, they look a little larger than the American magazines because they have a different size convention. Now, we can also choose photo, which will give us some photographic sizes such as landscape 4 by 6, landscape 5 by 7, portraits, and so on. And once again, we can manually enter the width and height if we so desire. So I can go ahead and type 5, and we have 5 by 2. And the size goes away because we have a custom now. You see the word custom appears? So what you can do is you can enter your own number. Say I put 5.5, and I put 2.9, for example, something wacky. I can click here to save that preset, and I can name it whatever I'd like to. And Photoshop is smart enough to kind of see the craziness we entered ourselves and gives us that as the name. So I can choose OK, and then from now on in my list, I have my own custom section, 5.5 by 2.9, and where that's going to fit into, I have no idea. We can also choose from some of the web formats. So we can choose a web format, which is 640 by 480. And as you see, we are now in pixels because whenever you are working for the web, you are not going to work in inches. You want to work in pixels because your screen is represented in pixels. 640 pixels by 480. Now these numbers, by the way, represent height and width. So 640 is going to be 640 pixels by 480 pixels. So you're going 640 by 480 that way. Now, we can also choose, of course, from mobile and devices because we are in a different generation. We are now talking about the world of cell phones where you are now standing in line at your favorite bookstore and the guy behind you is yelling at someone to fix his car. So, that's where we live now, and I don't even want to get into that. But anyway, we can change from several different mobile devices, and what we can also do is choose some of the standard film and video sizes, such as the NTSC, which is the North American TV standard for television. We also have the widescreen version. We have the European PAL sizes. And we also have high definition TV and the full feature film sizes here, like when you go to the motion picture theater. These gigantic pixel dimensions. Look at that. This is massive. And what we can do as well is we can also choose our color mode. So we can work in a bitmap, grayscale, RGB color, CMYK, or lab color mode. And as well, we can also change the bit depth. So we can go from 8-bit to 16-bit to 32-bit. We can also change the background contents of our new document. I normally choose transparent because I like to, manipulate the document myself, yet retain the ability to delete certain portions of it and have transparent background so that I can save as a PNG format or a TIFF format so that when I bring this into another application, I can have an alpha channel or a channel that says this area is transparent. We also have some ability to change some of the advanced features such as the color profile. So we can choose a space to work in, such as one that matches your computer monitor or one of the billions that Photoshop has provided for you. And we can also deal with the aspect ratio of the pixels. So we can choose square pixels, which is useful for when you're working on the computer screen itself. And you can also have a non-square pixel or a rather oblong pixel, as you see here is 0.9, which is once again useful for viewing on a television screen or any other kind of format. So these are the parameters available to you whenever you want to create a brand new image in Photoshop. And by the way, I want to show you one more thing. If you're curious as to how large your new image will be, you can always take a quick peek over here. So based on the parameters in this setting, the new image we create will be 6.97 megabytes. So if I go ahead and choose something smaller, for example, like web, you see that the file size will change dramatically. So this is the new document window, and this is what's going to set you up to create new artwork in Photoshop.